No. Yeah. Anyone who can hear me?
Good morning.
Morning. Okay, I'm gonna start. So, I want to talk about something before we'll look at chat as we talk about it. Uh, if you want to find plays that have continuation, you want to look for stocks that have a squeeze on the daily chart. And we'll see how those are stocks, if you're playing whatever trend, they are breaking out after the squeeze. This is the daily chart. The trend they are on after the squeeze, it can go on for days. I told you guys, the squeeze on 15 minutes cannot be compared to 1 hour, cannot be compared to 4 hours, cannot be compared to daily. So daily, it's not a squeeze you're playing for one day. It takes days. As long as that stock is trending up, it will take days trending up. So if you want to look for stocks on a squeeze, you want to look for stocks you can trade for days. You look for stocks that are squeezing on the daily. Okay. So if we go by MSTR, we'll see this time when it had a squeeze in June, when it broke out. So you're looking at the midline. This is the 50-day moving average, the red line at the middle. If it's above it and it's going above the upper Bollinger Band, then you're looking at a bullish squeeze. It's going up. And as it's going up, we call these, as much as the stock is touching the upper Bollinger Band, it is walking. We call it a upper Bollinger Band walk. It's walking, 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 and this walk can take days. Okay, so when you are counting days, we know stocks run in multiple of 3. So if we see a stock is going up, so here it went up for 3 days, then it pulled back for 3 days, then it's still held above the base, the midline, the baseline. If it's still holding above it, you're still going up. So if a stock is still going up after 3 days, then you're holding for the next 3 days to 6 days. If it's going on until 6 days, you're holding up to 9 days. If it's going on at 9 days, you're holding up to 12th day. If it's going on like here, so we had 1, 2, 3, then it pulled back 3 days, then it started going up. So you're counting multiple of 3, as much as it's still going up. And if you look, it's when a stock is walking on the upper Bollinger Band, it's creating higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Even if it's creating a double bottom top or a lower high, the next candle is still creating higher low, higher high, then higher low, higher high. Okay. Now, you will know when a stock is done going up. So here it hit the same level, slightly broke it, then created a lower high. Then you had indecision, then it pulled back and still held above the midline. Then it consolidated for all these days. And if you count, there were about 6 days. And then it dropped. Okay, so there the squeeze on the daily was done. Okay, then you come again here, we had a squeeze. But this time, when you have a squeeze and it's not this band, the 2 bands have to open up. They have to go wide. If you're seeing they don't widen, that's a failed squeeze. So it was below this mid band, then it went above it, but it failed to break out and it failed to break down. So this is a failed squeeze. You can have a squeeze, yes, but it doesn't materialize. And then we had it again. When you have this blue line, it was squeezing again. And we know MSTR, how it does when it's running, how MSTR behaves from ER to ER. It can be consolidating before ER and then starts breaking out into ER, then pull back or consolidates and then drops. So it's been doing that for, if you go back, we looked at it, if you go back, it does the same thing. So it consolidated here when it was squeezing, okay? Then the minute it breaks above this mid band, it's going up and it's gonna take days. Even if it pulls back and it's still above this line, it's still going up, it's still walking up the Bollinger Band. You have to see the widening. There is the constriction and then expansion. If the expansion doesn't happen, it's a failed squeeze. So if you want to look for stocks to trade or you're in that play for days, you want to look for stocks on a daily squeeze. I know you guys look for 1 hour because you want to day trade or scalp, but this is the best if you want stocks to be in them for days. Okay, the other Sunday when you didn't have a class, I sent you guys a topic on how to look for stocks to trade. So one of the criteria is you want to look for stocks that are already trending up or already trending down. Okay, so you're looking for continuation. I know people love trading pullbacks, but the best trend to look for is continuation because you can be in that trade longer. Now, if you look for stocks continuation, you want to look for stocks with a daily squeeze. Okay, so MSTR, this is what it did from after it broke out of the squeeze, it went up, went above the Bollinger Band. When it pulled back, it didn't even touch the mid band. So it kept going up, up, up. Okay, so it's creating higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high. So you're counting. After this consolidation, when it started going up, if it's going up, you're holding 3 days, and then another 3 days, then another 3 days like that. If it's a multiple of 3, that's how you know you're holding a contract. If it's still trending in the multiple of 3, then you're holding in the next 3 days. If it doesn't pull back, if you're still holding for the next 3 days like that, like that. So here we saw it went for over 12 days. The same thing here. Okay, so that's MSTR on a bullish squeeze. Then so Tesla was on a bearish squeeze right before earnings. We had a squeeze. Even if this blue thing is tiny, it's still a squeeze. If it had it on 4 hour, on 4 hour you might see multiple, but on daily, as long as you're seeing this blue line is telling you it's a squeeze, you are expecting an expansion. The bands will expand. So it's either breaking down or breaking out. So this is what happened. It's been trending down. We know Tesla has been trending down since here. It's been bearish. So it came down, pull back. 278 is lower than this. Okay, came down, pull back, then it dropped, formed that squeeze here, and it's been trending down ever since. Walking down the Bollinger Band, it had a pullback here to the mid band. Just look at the level here. It didn't break, so it slightly broke above 222 to 226 for 2 days. And then the next 2 days, it hit 223, 223. So it was barely breaking above this mid band, already showing you a sign of continuation. Okay, so if it keeps going down, then now this also is another way to find for plays. If the bands are wide, they have to come back together. Okay, so a stock will either go back to this 182 level, this Tesla, or it can go back to 260, 255, 262. So 189, 182. So if you're still looking at Tesla, these are the levels to watch for: 189 and then 182. Okay, if it rejects any of this level, if it goes down to 190, let's say 190, to the next level you'll be looking at, it's going back to the baseline. But this was still a stock on a squeeze going down. When it pulled back, it didn't go above this mid band. This mid band is the 50-day moving average. It didn't go above it. Consolidated day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, then day 5, it broke down. Okay. Now, if you look at spot, we saw spot on that same squeeze. Now, spot had a 1, 2, 3 pullback. If a stock, this is how the 1, 2, 3 pullback works. If a stock is not going down on pullback, if it retests and breaks this level, then you're no longer looking at it going down. You're looking at continuation. So it had a squeeze here. The first time, this after reported earnings, it went up. Now, post-year, which I talk about, identify the trend post-year. So this stock was already bullish. It had gone to 182, came down 129, then lower high, and then this was 145, a higher low just before earnings, and it was in this squeeze. Okay, so the minute you're seeing even one candle trying to go above the mid band, it was an indication it wants to go up. So it went up. When stocks go above the upper Bollinger Band, they come back down, they pull back because they are not supposed to stay away out of the band. They're supposed to be in the band or walking along the band. So and whenever you see a stock and the band is out, the candle is outside, it has to come back inside. So that's why we had the pullback. But still, so it slightly, the wick went below the mid band. Then here it held above it. And then we had it now trying to go back up. So it created three higher highs. Then when it was going down, it didn't, when you have a stock in the 1, 2, 3 pullback, it's supposed to create 1, 2, 3 lower lows. If you're seeing a wick, it's rejecting. So here, double bottom, here broke it, but it didn't do anything. So this means this is not a stock you're looking at it creating the lower lows fast. It wants to pull back fast. Now, when it's pulling back, if break the previous high levels, then you're no longer looking at bearish, you're looking at a bullish continuation. Okay, so this squeeze can still continue, and this spot can still continue walking along the band until it retests this level, 182. Okay, 182. So that's how you're looking for stocks on a squeeze. And if you go, you can look for whatever stocks that have been on the daily. If you want to see, like here, LMT is forming a squeeze, but we still don't have the line, but it's forming a squeeze. Now here, the same thing. It had that squeeze. The band was going about below the lower Bollinger Band. Okay, so whenever it goes, it will open lower high, then drop again, lower high, then it pulled back and still didn't touch this mid band. It had a bearish continuation. It had a bearish continuation and kept walking down the band until when now you have a wide band, it has to fill the gap. So it filled the gap, went above this and went to the upper band. Then here it was going up, but it wasn't walking along the upper Bollinger Band because it wasn't even going to touch it. So this was kind of an indication this stock is still weak because it wasn't going along the band. It was just creating higher highs, but very shallow, moves up. The up thrust were very shallow. Consolidated here, went and touched it, then started going down. Now LMT was in the 5K play from Monday, and we've seen how, congratulations to those people who've been playing puts and holding all the way from Monday. Okay? So that's how you look at stocks on a daily squeeze. Okay? So anytime you want to play continuation, you're better off looking for stocks on a squeeze on the daily chart. Okay, now UNH, we've been timing it. Something is supposed to happen to this stock because it's been consolidating since it reported earnings. Nothing much. So it dropped here, still held above holding above the, so you still keep watch of it. It's still a post-year stock. We still don't have a confirmed trend. It was bullish. It was bullish before. So it broke this level, went to 543, but still nothing. It has not used a confirmed trend since post-year. Now we have a squeeze here. So you see this squeeze, it dropped for days. Then we had a slight squeeze here. I know sometimes you might not see the squeeze, but still a squeeze. If you see the blue line is a squeeze, it went up for days and then it's holding above this mid band. As long as it's holding above 529, this is the level now to watch. As long as it's holding above 529, we're still expecting a bullish outbreak. But the minute it breaks below 529, then you're looking at a bearish outbreak. So those are the levels. It needs to be above 544, the upper squeeze level. It needs to be above 544 then to break out, or it needs to be below the 515. Okay, so if it's below 529, you can still trade the level to the lower band, squeeze 515, and then you have a breakdown. Okay, so we still don't have a confirmed trend. And we know these are the stocks to watch when I say ER to ER. So the minute we get a confirmed trend, it still hasn't broken above the 543, or is it 546 level? It still hasn't gone back to it. It still hasn't gone back to it. So keep watch of it, especially now that we've seen it has a squeeze. I've been timing it. That's why I put it in the 5K list, but we haven't had any good movement so far. So that makes it even better. If a stock is squeezing, so this consolidation, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it slightly went up. But since then, 1, 2, 3, so 3 days and nothing. We still haven't got any move. So still keep watch of your niche, please. The minute, this is the daily chart, the minute we get a confirmed trend, it will be holding it for days. Okay, so we don't want to miss the way we missed on MSTR. I know I don't look at that stock as much as I should. And you can go through. I think I saw something else. I need to be writing them down. There's something else that is squeezing on the daily. Anybody who's seen anything squeezing on the daily? I know I had 4 stocks. Tesla, MSTR, UNH. What was the other one we talked about? Spot. Another stock. Anyone who's seen a squeeze on the daily? Okay, now this is another example. And you saw in ENPH was squeezing for since August 25th to October. It was squeezing for months, August, September, October. Then finally what happened? We had a breakdown. So these are good examples. It takes days. It's not just a one-day affair. It kept on going down, even post-year, it continued. Okay, so now we have a very wide band. So you'll be watching, it can either go back to 50, so it can go back to that squeeze level, the lower squeeze, like this 54 and 50, it's at 75, or it can go up to 91. If it's above 91, it can fill that gap. So we're not just looking at the squeeze, you're also looking, the other thing, you're looking at a wide band. So it has to come back together. It forms, it squeezes, contracts, sorry, expands, and then it has to contract. For it to contract, the stock has to fill the gap. It has to go up to this level, 91. If it's above 91, 128, to fill that gap. Or it can continue down to this squeeze level, 50, 54. So this is a good play to also keep watch of. Okay?
Coin.
Yeah, coin. So coin is the same as MSTR. It's the same sector. Okay, so this is what happened. So here we had a failed squeeze, and then the same is the same pattern as MSTR. They're in the same sector. So we have coin, MSTR, Riot, and Mara. Okay, Alta. And Alta was also in our 5K list. So I put the stocks that were in a squeeze, daily squeeze, because I was expecting something. UNH, Alta. Now, Alta has been having failed squeeze here, and something big is going to happen. So it's going to report earnings December 7th. So it's either we're going to get a move up. Anytime it failed to go to 4.6, the key level for Alta is 4.6. So when it pulled back, it didn't go to 4.6. Okay, it needs to be above 386. And then above 386, it needs to break above 4.6. Then we can have a breakout. But it's squeezing. As long as it says above 386, we're looking at a bullish squeeze. The minute it breaks below 386 and goes to 368, we're looking at a bearish squeeze. And here it's telling us buy. So you see here it had a sell and it didn't change all the way down pre-ER. Now it's telling us a buy. So still look at Alta. Some of this stock I put there expecting the move. So it started going up. Yes, it was still a good play because it went to 4.3 from on Monday was what? So from 382, it went to 403, 401 or something like that. It was still a good play, but it's not done. Something has to happen. Either this will be a failed squeeze or it's going to break out or break down. So we still have time before earnings. So keep watch of Alta. So Alta, I hope somebody is writing those. And somebody take down those stocks we've talked about. Alta, ENPH, Sport, MSTR, Coin, Tesla. So as much as even if they're done with the squeeze, they have to fill the gap, the wide band. They have to fill that gap. Okay? I know there's another one. UNH. Somebody please write down those and post in the stocks in the daily squeeze so that we don't forget the chat. Okay, so BAL was there also. I put it in the 5K list. Okay, so it's reporting earnings. I know most of you probably don't know, but look at this stock since it had a sell here post-ER. This is what I said when you identify the trend post-ER. It dropped, then pulled back to the midline. Since then, it's just been going down, walking down the lower Bollinger Band, walking. Then it's having a squeeze here. Okay, so I put it there and we still have it as a pre-ER. So it can start running up towards ER or it can break down before earnings. I hope someone is writing them. So add BAL, it was also in the 5K list. That's why I put it there. What was the other stock? DPZ? So funny. Yeah, DPZ. Hmm. Okay, so DPZ was a post-year. So from here, since October 12th, after he reported earnings, it went down, okay? Then it started going up. This one can fill a gap. There was a time we woke up and it had gone up from 344 to 409. It just went up. Now, the same thing I told you guys going down, it can fill the same gap when it's from 409. So it went up, then coming down, it filled the same gap coming down. So the minute it was below 400, from 399, it filled the same gap going down. Okay. So now look at it. Will it fill the same gap going up to the same 409? Or this squeeze? The squeeze has already started. The squeeze doesn't only take 4 days. It has to be it either you see the band widening, or if it fails to widen up, you will see it come to be this 357. If it fails to go to 357, then you're looking at continuation up. If it breaks below it, then you're looking at it going to 331. Okay, so I'd put them there. I thought something will materialize. It started going up. I know that there's still a very low volume on it, but keep watch of it. Um, keep watch of that. I think I have one. Now, already this NVIDIA and the AVGO, they have a very wide band. Okay, so they might have a run still running up towards ER, or they can pull back to this mid band or come down. So I still don't have this, they don't have a squeeze. Very rare to see squeeze on these semiconductor stocks. Okay, now here, this is a good example. This had a squeeze here. So if you're not seeing the squeeze materialize, the band is not widening down. So it was coming down, yes. It went below anytime a stock goes outside the band, it has to come back inside. When it went inside, if it's not, you're seeing the band not widening down, it will widen up. Whenever you're seeing this, if it's a failed one, another one will form. So here it was formed, it came down, but it didn't have that move of the bands widening. Then we had another squeeze forming. So if the squeeze is not materializing, you will see another squeeze forming. So here, when it went above this, so now we had it widening. And I told you guys about EXP is usually a good post year. So after this first day, after it reported earnings went up, it kept continuing. From 102, went to break this level, 115, from 107 to 122, retesting the level that I talked about on the 4-hour. It was supposed to retest 120. This 122 level. Okay? So this daily squeeze, please don't neglect them. They take days. You see here it had a squeeze before earnings of the 4-hour. So already when you sit on a 4-hour, it's telling you this is gonna be a good play. When you sit on 4-hour and daily, expect a squeeze for days. 4-hour and daily is not the same as 15 minutes and 1 hour. Okay? I know, getting something. Anybody seen a squeeze someone? So when you have this widened band, this is also a good play because it can feel this, it can contract. So the bands have to be together. You can see a stock, this stock also can have continuation going up, having an upper Bollinger Band walk. It's usually a very good stock post year. Any stock that I mentioned is good post year. Please take note of them so that next time you already have your footnotes. Put notes on that stock. You can put notes if you have Weibo, you can put notes on a stock on trading, you can put notes. Shiba showed you guys how to do it. So that the next time this stock is reporting earnings, you already remember this stock is usually good pre or post year. Okay. I know something. Anybody who's seen something else?
That's one has a squeeze on the 4-hour.
Which one?
Meta, META.
Meta, we know it's still struggling to break. Now you see here, it failed, so it can go up if a squeeze is supposed to take days. So if it's not going up for days, and then when it goes above the upper band and pulls back, the minute it's breaking this level, just know you're looking at it going down. Then when it's going down, this was a wide band, so it has to fill the gap. So from 294 to 311, from 311 to 329, 329, 334.
Virginia, I
That's
think
the
it
daily.
also has a double top.
Huh?
I believe it also has a double top.
Which
According,
level?
I gotta find my notes.
Okay, so it has a squeeze on 4 hour. Has anyone counted days for Mera? Anyone who can count days for Mera? As you know, you did homework. We already looked at Alta. So please, somebody, I hope somebody is taking notes of these talks. Please write them down in the chat. Then we so that we have we remember those as long-term plays.
Someone wrote it down.
Okay, can somebody count days for Mera? So this can be a good play because it has a squeeze. So here it's squeezed here but failed. No, this is what the failure I'm talking about. If it's squeezing and you're not getting a breakout, it's a failed squeeze. It will form another squeeze. Okay, so we know Donna, it has a double top on which level? I can't see it. The double top I'm watching for is 330. For it to go to 330, or if it fails to break 330, then we're looking at it going down.
It had a double top
on 1 hour, this 324 level.
On the daily.
They can't be double top on the daily. We still haven't gone back to this level. I know there's this, but the key level is to go to 330. There's this double top here. I mean, the 325, but the goal is, so if you're trading these stocks, for you not to get in on the wrong play, is use the key levels. So if it's not going to 330, that's a rejection. Okay, because you might think the 325 is a double top. Then what happens the next day? It pulls back slightly because yes, it was a double top, and then it pulls back, creates a high low, and goes up. And then you're expecting it to go to hell. So always refer to the key level. That way you won't make a mistake. I know there are those double tops and double bottoms on a lower time frame, especially when you are trading those zigzag days, the M and the W. But on a higher time frame, always, even if you're speaking of those double tops on a lower time frame, have in your mind that is rejecting the key level. So we know the 330. So this was the 330. So this was 326, and then it broke it. So the same level I think you're seeing is this 326, and then it broke this 326 to 330. Then when it didn't go higher, we came down. And then now post-year, Mera is a good post-year. Just identify the trend for that stock post-year. The minute it's going above this level, the mid band, you're going to fill that gap. This is a wide band. So you're looking for stocks to trade on a squeeze, but you're also looking the stocks to trade with a wide band. It means if they are wide band and it's above the upper Bollinger Band or below, they have to fill the gap to the mid band, the baseline, and then when it's below the baseline, it has to fill the gap to the lower band. And this is what happened. It came to the baseline, and then it went to the lower band. And now, after the lower band, anytime they are not, this is not what they're supposed to do. They are not supposed to be The candles are not supposed to be above or below. Anytime you see a stock, the candle is in a chungulia outside, what would you say? Peaking outside this band, it has to come back inside. Always, because that's not how they're supposed to be. If it goes outside, it has to pull back in. It can walk on the band, but it's not supposed to be outside. You can look at this band, you will see the minute a stock goes outside, it has to pull back, because that's not how it's supposed to be. Okay? It can walk along the band. The minute it's touching outside, it has to pull back. It has to go back inside. You see here, the minute it goes outside, it pulls back. The minute it goes outside, it will come down. This one, the minute you're seeing a stock is peaking outside, expect a pullback. It can walk along where it's not touching the band. It's just walking down the band or walking up the band. Now, you're looking for stocks with a wide band, a squeeze. And if they're squeezing or they're outside this band, they have to come back in. When they come back in and they go below this band, like here, you expect the minute a stocks break a key level, if it pulls back and doesn't go to the previous high level, you're expecting a bearish continuation. The minute it peaks outside, it has to go inside. This was a wide band. It had to fill the gap. So from 294, 311, 311, 329, 329, 334. Okay, so the double chop, the key level we're watching now is still the 330. If it fails to break it, then we're looking at it going down. I know there's one more stock. Okay, the same thing for post. This band, when you see a stock with this band like this, can below 560, you're looking at 552. Above 560, you're looking at 579, 584. What is this stock? I don't know why I trust my head, and my head is just too many things. Yeah. You remember I told you guys this stock is a good post here. It went up, lower high, look at it, for days. So it runs from ER to ER, VIV. I know some of these stocks, you guys are so obsessed with the usual stocks. I don't look at the other ones. Okay. So ADB, no squeeze, but the same thing, has a wide band. Okay. The minute it's not, this thing is not widening further, if it doesn't go above 601, you already have the levels here. If it doesn't break above 601, then you're looking at it coming back to 551, below 551, 511, 501. These are the wide band, the stocks with the wide band. Okay. So there, PDD had a squeeze, failed. The squeeze supposed to be for days. If it's not going up for days and it pulls back, you're looking at it going back to the mid band. It will go back up. It failed, came down. The minute you're seeing a wick touching it, then that's telling you it's going back down. It went down, then now it's going back up. This is, I know it's not, doesn't look like a squeeze because it doesn't have the blue line, but it's still squeezing. And it's gonna be reporting earnings this month. So these are the stocks you're supposed to be looking at, reporting earnings, not just waiting until next week. From at least 2 weeks. Let's try and be ahead a week or 2 weeks before earnings. You will catch those moves before ER. This, you have time, you can search. Well, this is also reporting earnings, ZS. And ZS will work. It was on our 5K play. It has retested this level. So it also has a wide band now. If it doesn't go to 180, it's at 170. If it doesn't go to 180, I think it hit 176. If it doesn't go to 180, then you're looking at it coming back to 164, 151, 147. We already looked at BAL. So it's supposed to squeeze for days. If you see a stock is only squeezing on, it has a squeeze on the daily and goes up for a few days. If it pulls back and breaks these, then you're looking at it filling the gap going down. So Snow is also reporting earnings. Wide, it's filling the gap. So from 136, it filled the gap to 151, then 164 and 68. So you can still play the wide band. Now look at now. Very good example. Post-ER. So this was stock I told you guys now had been consolidating for since September. Nothing. So I told you guys, watch this post-ER and look at it for days. So squeeze for days. You can even count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The minimum for stock squeezing on daily that it should run up should be 9 days. If it's anything lower than that, that's a failed squeeze. You'll see it go up. If it's anything 3 days, 6 days, it will go up and then come down to this. If it rejects it, then expect continuation. Now this, it's walking along the band. Any squeeze you're expecting after the squeeze, it's upper Bollinger Band walk. If it's a bullish squeeze, if it's a bearish squeeze, you're expecting a bearish Bollinger walk, what we had with Tesla. Okay, so if you want stocks to play for days, this is your friend, the daily squeeze. Now is a good example. Now it has a wide band. If it doesn't continue to 649, you have the levels here. 639, it's a 619. 639, 649. If it fails to go to those levels, you're looking at it pulling back to this level, 584, below it, 529. So it's a wide band. It's also a good play because it has a wide band. So this post here, I keep talking about, please, as much as you're focusing on these other stocks, find post here, identify the trend. You can be in those plays for days, especially if you see a squeeze pre or even a squeeze happening post. Okay. So now, okay, Netflix didn't have it was squeezing, but we didn't have that blue line, but this was a squeeze. Anytime you're seeing the band forming this constriction, it's a squeeze. So it went from, this is posterior, we went up here. When we tried to walk, we were walking, but we were not barely. Anytime you're seeing a stock not creating a long upthrust, expect a pullback. When it pulled back, it did not touch the mid band. We didn't go to 412. So it's going up, but look at the thrust. It's a weak, it's strong, yes, but it's very weak. Look at the range. This is very unlike. Can you imagine before what it was doing? Now this is the same thing. You see here, it was creating very shallow upthrust. Very shallow upthrust. After that, what happened? We dropped. So this, we are still looking at it, and now it has a wide band. So if it doesn't go to 467, these are the levels here. 467. If we are not going to 467, then you're looking at it going down 412, below 412, 358, 351. Okay, so this is a good play also, just based on has a wide. I hope someone is writing because I won't be able to remember all these things. So we have wide band and we have stocks on a squeeze on daily. So list them as wide band and then or the ones with a squeeze. So Netflix has a wide band. Snow has a wide band. Okay. So DE had a squeeze, and it's supposed to be days going down, but we didn't get days. Okay, we had it going down here, went below the band, it had to come back, pull back, came here, filled this gap, decided, okay, I don't want to go down. It pulled back above this 375, then came back down, didn't go to this, rejected 359. It's at 369 now. Okay, so we need it to be above 375 for it to fill this gap. I know it's a very low gap, but still look at it. If If this fails, then it means it can form another one. It's still in a tube. It's still in a tube. So if this will count it as a failure because it's supposed to take the minimum 9 days. Okay. So look at these levels. If it doesn't go to 375, we're looking at it going down. If it goes to above 375, we're looking at 390, 395. It's reporting earnings this month. Okay. ER to ER was bearish, pullback, lower high, continuation, pullback, lower high, continuation, pullback, lower high. So are we going to have continuation or will it start running up? We know the last time DE ran up to ER. Remember here, there was a squeeze. It went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th day came down. So a squeeze, the minimum should be at least 9 days. Okay, after it hit this, came down lower high, another squeeze here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 days. So whenever you're having any squeeze on the daily below 9 days, expect a pullback. The minimum should be 9 days. Okay. So this one, pre-ER. This is that. So you guys were trading post-ER for SMSI. Okay, it was coming down. Now you're looking at filling this gap. It had a wide band. Now, the minute you're seeing it filling the gap, you can see the bands are constricting. They're coming together as it fills the gap. So from here, from 226, it hit 226. Then it went to 259. Above 259, we're looking at 292. It has 264. So this can be a good play if we have continuation to fill this gap, 292, after that, 302. The minute it fails to hit 292, you're looking at it going back to 259, 259, 226. So these are long plays. You're expecting those moves for days. You don't expect that move gap to be filled in one day. So KLAC post-ER, identify the trend post-ER. So it was coming down. And this is what I told you guys. KLAC had no movement. It's usually a stock that maybe does a move, but it didn't do nothing. It usually makes a move after earnings. It didn't do anything. Those are the good stocks to look for. The ones that didn't have anything. Now you guys think that that's the one you don't look. Those boring ERs are the ones, those are the boiling. I told you guys about our tea in Kenya. When it's brewing, it's just boiling inside, but you're not seeing the bubbles. This is one of it. It's boiling, but you're not seeing the bubble. So you want that confirmation. It broke above the mid band, consolidated here, not breaking support. Here, 1, 2, 3 times, created a higher low for days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days going, almost 9 days going up. So don't just be excited about earnings, the ones you people want to gamble overnight. Post-ER, you're looking at stocks, these ones that didn't make much movement are the ones you're supposed to be looking at. Ashiro, when you're prefect, you're the one who do, you and Leroy are the one who to be doing homework and Shiba and bring to us these plays. You don't just look for excitement and adrenaline rush. Look for boring post-ER as where the money is. Okay, so this one had a squeeze here. It failed to break out, broke below this, then went down, went below this, pull back, again, pull back, then decided I do not want to go down. I want to go back up, fill the gap, wide band from 574 to 623, 623, 673. And you can see this is 50-point move, 50-point gap fill. Okay, from this to this. So you're not only looking at squeeze, you're looking at the wide band. It has to fill that gap. The same thing, AVGO went up, Anytime a stock, whenever you see this, that's a stock to trade pullback. This is against the law. It is not supposed to be above. It will pull back. The minute it pull back and broke the mid band, went up, you're trading. Anytime a stock is breaking a key level, it is telling you after pullback, you're getting puts. So we got puts here, created a high low here, consolidation here, going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 days. Okay, so I know you guys like scalping and day trading, these short things, but look for these long plays. You will only find them when you're doing analysis on a higher time frame. If you want stocks to trade for days, anytime you're seeing these, expect a pullback. This is against breaking the rules. It has to come down. Okay, had a wide band. So we know GS was coming down. So we had this squeeze. This was a failed breakout. Then what happened? It came down. It is supposed to be at least 9 days. If it's anything less, you're seeing a squeeze and it's anything less than 9 days, get puts. When it creates this double top, get puts. It will go down to fill those gaps. Went down here, consolidated, ER, not much movement, continuation down. Then this is breaking the rule. It's not supposed to peak below this. It will go back up, fill the gap from 292, 313, 313, 334, 338. Look at those. Very easy plays. Even SPX, the same thing. For days. So sell here, we came down. Wide band has to fill this gap. Wide band, it has to fill that gap. It will come from 41.33, 42.99, 44.65. So SPY was supposed to go to 444. I don't know if we hit 440. It didn't. Now, if you're seeing this is a sign of what? What is this sign? Very short upthrust. Very short upthrust. What are you expecting? Anyone? But you're seeing such short upthrust.
Pull back.
Pull back. We're not supposed to have very short upthrust. It's supposed to be for a strong bullish trend. You're supposed to have very wide upthrust. Unarusha you throw it. It's like a slingshot. Goes up. Very wide upthrust. But when you're seeing short upthrust like this is a signal something not good is coming. So this MDB, the same thing. Okay, it came down here. When this boring, I told you guys, look for stocks with such boring things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doji. This is a bullish doji. Indecision candles for 6 days. That's your play. I know you guys don't look for boring. You want excitement. But when you want money, look for this. Boring. Boring, 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 drop. Boring, 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 up. Hi, what is this stock? I've almost looked at everything here.
Pan W.
Yeah,
Pan W, PANW has earnings next week.
and I told you Pan W has been quiet. I told you guys yesterday, and it immediately started going up yesterday. It's been quiet. You see, boring, 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 boring. Something is coming. Okay, even just without the squeeze, this band, if it stays below 244, if it's going down 228, that's good points. If it's going up 260, it has earnings next week. So this is already telling us we're going to have a good ER. But it's not been doing really well. Now you see this very short upthrust, very short upthrust. This is not a good sign. You're supposed to have this and then, or coming down. Look at this, the difference. Going down, longer. The upthrusts are getting longer and longer. And then when it starts going shorter, it's be consolidating and then continue down post year, then went back up. Now, if you see a stock doing this, you see this very short upthrust. What happened after? We came down. The minute it's getting shorter, you're expecting a reversal, went back up. Okay, now look at it. This is going to be a good ER. Boring since October 30th. Nothing much to go right home about. Nothing. This is going to be a good play. Into, it fills those gaps. Look at it. So look at into is the best for that wide band. The minute the band widens, it goes down to fill the gap. Then pulls back up, then goes down to fill the gap again. The minute it is, he committed a sin here. Committed a sin, it's going back up. So from this level, it went the mid band 507. 507, the next one is 546. So if nothing happens and this is a lower high, you're expecting it to come below 507, coming down to 469. This one is a good play. It usually plays trends for days. It's always in the momentum list. This consolidation, 3 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days going down, or 8 days going up, or 8 days going down, or 8, 9 days going up. We had a squeeze here. So squeeze went below it, but failed to go down. Then you're looking at a breakout. This has to, when it's a phase squeeze, it has to widen the band. If you want to picture this world, if you did biology, fallopian tube, as women know, that's how the fallopian tube look like. It's a tube and then it expands like a globe, like a bulb. Okay? I know I'm forgetting one. There's one stuck in my head. I just can't remember it. Okay, so the same thing here, it filled the gap for upward from 167, 176, 186. Filled the gap, wide band, squeeze, and so you're looking for squeeze, stocks or a squeeze. They're not squeezing and they have a wide band, you look for them to fill the gap. And CRM has not been doing, oh, it is. Oh, I see, CRM had a squeeze. So failed to go down, decided to go up. But still, this is not, the band has not widened. If no widening, it has to be. So here, failed, because this was 3 days, then it's going up. But look at the candles. Very dwarf candles. Dwarf. Anytime you're seeing a stock is trending up, but it's not creating ranges, you're expecting what? It's weak. This is a weak bullish trend. Very shallow upthrust. Very dwarfy up the candles. This, when is it reporting earnings? November. So this can be a good play pre-ER. You still have like 2 weeks. Okay. Boy, it's Friday. So I am gonna shut down. I know there's no school today. Which day is Lily today? Now, this is also the other thing. When it was going up, look at it. Whenever you're seeing a bullish trend or a bearish trend, and the candles, you see the difference. It was the upthrust were long. Compare that to this very short upthrust. The bearish trend was eminent. It was coming down. Okay, so I told you guys when it had a zigzag day 6, so we were not expecting Kashiro. We were not expecting it to explode to go to heaven. You guys need to stop that, because the minute you guys start putting that in my head, I also start looking at things the same way you guys are looking at things. It was not supposed to go to heaven. It had a zigzag day 6. It was not. And it had news always with these biotech stocks. With the biotech stocks, anytime they have news, they will run up because everybody's excited, but it will have a sell-off immediately. It has never changed. It was the same thing with Moderna, BNTX, NVAX, BIBB. It would run up. You wake up, it's up 40 points. But the minute it's done with the news, everybody starts selling. It will always have a sell-off. Don't ever hold anticipating a stock that has news is going to go to heaven. It is buy the rumor and sell the news. Every time they have a news about this drug, I don't know the last time it's the same drug they've been trying to get approval for weight loss, and also the other one for Alzheimer's. So don't hold you saying, I'm buying time. And I'm like, I was telling Atis, why are you buying time? It has this counting days trumps everything. If you have a stock with a zigzag day 6, there's no way it's going to heaven. Even if you buy time, it will not go to heaven. You should be looking at it going down, because it will be buy the rumor, sell the news, and that's what happened. So always come and look at the daily chart and you see. Very, 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 it had very nice upthrust, yes, but still lower high. It rejected that 329 by, I don't know, 2 points. It was still a rejection. So this would have been good gamble for puts. But you guys were looking at holding calls. And Kashiro was saying, kaende, kaende. Oh, you people are funny. Kaende, kaende, Shiro. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. It's Friday. And because Friday, anytime we have SPY and QQQ having a zigzag day 6, nothing much usually happens. Like we've seen, SPY barely struggling. Other stocks are running up, but yesterday I warned you guys, if you're seeing QQQ and SPY are struggling, you have semiconductor stocks going up, 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 but SPY and QQQ, nothing happening. Just prepare for puts. Okay, everything else was going up, but SPY went to 438, yes, retested 438. So please, the counting days is supposed to gauge your expectation. So Monday, so this is Monday. We had a squeeze here, then this is 15 minutes. We came down, okay? So Monday, this is what I tell you. Any stock that has a zigzag day 6, you're expecting to at least swing a call once during that week and swing puts at least once. If you're not swinging puts, is trading puts, because any zigzag day is a sign of weakness. So you should be looking more at puts than calls. Now, if you're focusing on the pullback, then you're going to miss this movement down. So of course, here we created a high low, and this was a double bottom, we went up. Okay, so you're always looking at, we had this good last week. Okay, the support is still created a high low. We didn't even come back to this 431. So this was our opportunity to swing calls. Okay, 437, 438, 439 slightly broke above it. So this would have been a day zigzag day. I told you guys of V. We created a V on Wednesday. Okay, so we came down, went back to the same level, but we still didn't break this. So this was like a triple top. So here, 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 here. So yesterday was a day to look at puts. So during zigzag week, I'm mostly looking at more at trading puts weakness than the pullback. So you can still make money with the pullback, but the main focus is on the bearish trend, because this is a sign of weakness. So the same 433 here, here, and here. So if today this pullback, we still don't go to break this level, then we're looking at trading puts today, Friday. So this is a pullback. We hit 435, 438. We haven't broken this level the whole week. the whole week. So this pullback, if it doesn't go or touch, even if it touches and doesn't go above it, you'll be looking at trading puts. Anytime a stock is day 6, please don't buy. I repeated this. I said this in the classes. I repeated this on when did we do a recap of the trade counting? On Tuesday. Don't buy time for stocks that are having a zigzag day 6. You can buy time for the, if it's SPY, if you're swinging, you're buying the following week, but don't go buying. I'm buying I'm buying December 30th call, and it's a zigzag week. Why do you want to do that? Find stocks with a trending day 6 because that can go on for 2 weeks. But a day 6 that is zigzag, that week, if you're trading any stocks with a zigzag day 6, please know you're doing up and down, and mostly down. So Lily, as much as we're trending up, we are not supposed to be praying Kashiro. We're going at kaende. Please, the minute you guys start going back to your old ways, you forget what you've learned. Don't even do that at kaende. No, just do the right thing. You'd have gotten a put, you'd have woken up to, I don't know, those contracts went to $3,000. So please, the knowledge you have is to help you not just gamble. Don't just gamble blindly. Don't just get a cause blindly. And just to confirm, I said the first thing you are doing, even before counting days, is identify and establish the trend of that stock. We are not basing counting days the same formula for every stock donor, please. Each stock, identify the trend. That's the first thing you do. Is this stock bullish? Is it bearish? If it's bearish, is it pulling back or is it having a bearish continuation? If it's bullish, is it pulling back or is it having a bullish continuation? Establish the trend. Then count your days. Your day 6, is it trending? Is it a momentum day 6, bullish or bearish, or is it a zigzag day 6? If it's a momentum day 6, now mark your target levels. So if you're expecting a pullback, this is the level it's supposed to go to. If it's a continuation, this is a level it's supposed to go to. It is simple. Those are the rules and the criteria when you're trading using counting days. The rules don't change. That you count days is zigzag, now you're seeing I'm buying time. It doesn't change. So if you're trading, you must be trading find at least 2 stocks you're trading that had a momentum day 6. And that's why I told you guys about Tesla. From Monday, I said about Tesla. Tesla, the trend has not reversed. The trend has not changed. It's still bearish. Okay? Sawa. If you change rules, you're the one to suffer. Don't change the rules. It doesn't change. If it's a zigzag week, it's a zigzag week. Don't expect to go to heaven. Yesterday, semiconductors were going up and QQQ was just there. And I told you guys, QQQ is not doing anything. Be careful. And look, you would have made good money with these puts. It wasn't doing anything. And all those, they usually correlate. If you see AVGO going up, you're seeing NVIDIA going up, all these semiconductors going up, you would see QQQ doing the same thing. But QQQ would not have because it was a zigzag week. There was no way. Yeah, it broke 373, but barely went to the key level is 375. So you should have been looking at puts. So the people who are barely making any money and you're losing money because you're making the wrong decisions, this is where you recover because you'd have traded those lottos or you'd have bought time. When it hit this level, you sell. Now, when you're trading zigzag days, very risky to be swinging, not unless the way here, this one, we created a high low. So we broke 368, but we rejected 364. So this was a higher low. This was a good swing. Okay. But the same thing, 373, 373, slightly broke it. So this was a day, 374 slightly broke it. But this was still a rejection of our key level, 375, for how many days? 1, 2, 3 days. Yesterday was a day to look at puts. So when you're getting blinded by your thinking, or we're going to heaven, it's not happening. Just count those days, guys, to gauge your expectation. Irene, umenyamaza? You're reflecting on what you did this week. Mercy, Judy, Mercy, Lucy, people have decided to be quiet.
We are here, Virginia. We are listening very intently. You
Keep
know me and the
counting.
counting days. I don't know how to count days, Virginia.
Now we are
I'm
having
trying.
you are in this class. Were you already in the class?
I was in the class the other day, but it seemed like we started
What do you
the
mean you
class
don't know?
halfway.
What do you mean you don't know how to count days and you are in the class? Have you rewatched
I
the video?
don't. I have.
And you still don't know how to do it.
It feels as if I started the class halfway. Like there was a class before this one that I missed, and I just don't know the basics.
I sent you all the classes for July and August just to bring you up to date. Now, guys,
no, the last
if you're
class
still
for August is where you were counting days, and you didn't send me that one. I think that's what it is.
the counting days in those classes, we're not even doing the same way. This counting days, it is new for everyone. It's a new thing for everyone. I said, leave the 200. We're doing it a new way. Okay. So this is
I'm gonna
new
listen
for
again
everyone.
and
Now,
again. I'm still scalping.
I'm telling you guys, if you're still struggling, you only need to pay $475 for a class with me. It will iron out so many
You
differences.
didn't tell me that, Virginia. If you told me that, it's easier for me to do that than it is to.
Yeah, because
struggle.
now you're trying to catch up. I've told guys, I know you don't want to pay me $475 because people think it's a lot, but it's 2 classes for 2 sessions, 4-hour sessions. That's a whole 8 hours. If there's any question you've had that you don't know, that would be the opportunity to get to know everything.
Okay. I think for
There
me that might be better for me, because then I can ask you all my questions. The way my mind
all
works,
the questions.
really, yeah, I'm not really. It's hard for me to day trade. I trade, but I'm scalping. 30 minutes, I'm out. But I need to trade better than that.
just book that session one-on-one. Then you'll be able to iron out all those. Now we are starting afresh from the first topic, going step by step until we've covered everything. But people would rather lose $475 than pay for that training. They would rather lose money than they're like, no.
Some of us did not know that you were doing that training again. So maybe put it on there on the group, because maybe some people are like me, they just don't know that they can take there's another class. Okay. Thank you.
If you want one-on-one, just you and me.
Yeah, me and you.
You can pay for that, and then we can schedule it. It's 2 sessions, 4-hour sessions, 2 different dates. Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
Thank you. May I repeat the counting class? Who is KG? Is that oh my goodness me. KG, remind me of full name. Jackie, is just Jackie? Who is KG?
This is a Tish. This is a Tish, a Tish, a Tish, a Tish, a Tish.
Sasa hizi majina zote unaekanga hapa. Oh, you have a Tish, you have KG. Who is KG? You want to repeat?
Anyway, I'll DM you. I'll DM you. This is this DM. I'll DM you.
All right. Ati Kano girl. Oh, KG is Kano girl. Unatoka Kano?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, nice. You guys still plant what was the
rice and sugar cane?
Rice? Do you still plant rice?
Yes. That's what, and sugar cane. That makes you happy.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
ticket. Yeah.
Oh, so when you were Kano, it's not I almost got married there.
I know, right? The men are
Yeah.
handsome.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ruth, I need it too when I have time. So please, if you want to schedule the one-on-one, it will clear. You know, you guys came and we are picking all this knowledge from all over the place. One-on-one, you get a time to, okay, this is where I have a problem. We go through all these topics step by step. Okay? Sawa sawa. Wairini. Where is Donna? Dawn. Can you stop this meeting for us?
Me or Dawn?
Dawn. Where is Dawn?
Let's make this money.
Let's make this money.
Yeah.
Hi, Virginia.
Bye.